Hey, my friends, what's going on? 1 week from today, be in Atlantic City, going to nationals. I'm so juiced, I can't stand it. Yeah, I feel like I'm on live camera sometimes when I do this. Anyway, thought I'd do a little video just to explain a little bit of the meeting room that Bay Area Cards and I've gotten together. Um, for everybody and all that good stuff, and just talk a little bit about nationals, my second one, and some of the things that were on my mind just for fun, because that's what it's all about. And this time next week, or a couple days more than that, we'll be able to do this in person with a bunch of y'all, which is part of the whole joy of collecting. So we have the Neptune room at Caesar's Palace, which is just I spent a lot of my years before I was working with these kids, doing conferences and things like that. So we just rented out a room. It's not super big by any means. Downstairs at Caesar's Palace, and it's called the Neptune Room. And they've got all different kinds, like the Triton Room and Finding Nemo Room or whatever. And the one we have is the Neptune Room. So Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night from 4 to 8 p.m. It's just a place for the folks that watch on YouTube and the folks that are on Instagram to come and just hang out. And it's at the end of the show on purpose. We don't want to get in the way of the show by any means. And to sit and to talk cards and to get to know each other. I mean, we're always commenting and liking and doing all this stuff. Trade if you want to trade. But just to hang out and get to know each other in person, because that to me is a big part of the joy of this. So for people, I've seen comments say, "Well, I'm in a different hotel." It has nothing to do with what hotel you're coming to stay in. It is just a place that's not even. It's not up in a room. It's not like, "Hey, come to my room," like some sketchy thing like that. It's a place downstairs where you just come and hang out. And I'm gonna get some soft drinks for everybody. And I'm psyched for y'all to meet Bay Area Card 13. His name is Rob. He's an awesome guy who actually married one of my old students from when I was a teacher in Pinehurst, and that's how we got to know each other and have become great friends. Big Hurt will be there, who is a breaker on Breaker TV, but more importantly, he's a great friend of mine, and just going to be awesome time to do that. So it's just a chill spot. Nothing's for sale, like in terms of there's no ulterior motive, is what I want y'all to know. I'm not going to be like, hey, give me your email address or here's a pamphlet or blah. No. This is just chill because I've gotten to know a bunch of folks on Instagram, but that's the only way I know them. And it's also not about, hey, come meet Kentucky. No. It's like if you two people met talking cards on my account, y'all meet and talk and hang out. This is purely fun. That's all there is. There's nothing. There's no catch. I know it's ridiculous because usually when someone says there's no catch, there's a catch, but there really isn't. And if we want to trade, we'll trade. Great, but I promise you, I'm not like I hope I get this person here. Excellent. I will trade them for all they have. I'm not a great guy to trade with. I know I got a lot of stuff, but I don't like trading a whole lot because I like to keep my stuff. But still, folks will trade. I'll trade. We'll have a big time. I probably give stuff away more than I'll trade. But we'd love to have you come and just hang out. I'm not starting a card shop. I'm not starting a breakers channel. Lord, I can't even. I don't even have time to answer my messages. So I just want you to know, it's just a place to hang out because some of the best parts of my collecting career aren't in this room. It's the people that I met because of this room. And because of the stuff that's in here, we got to talking about how much we love the Bengals or Frank Thomas or 90s baseball players or things like that. So I just want to facilitate that. For those that don't know a little bit of the story, I mean, when I was 15, I was collecting and I was collecting in my 20s and all that, but I couldn't, I was just a teacher. I was making $20,000 a year and beyond happy. And when then I got into business, and the business allowed me to elevate my collection But even then, it wasn't until I was hurt and going through several surgeries over about a 5 year period, um, that I was stuck in my home. And I love cards and I love collecting and meeting people, but that's when I was stuck and I could elevate and organize and do things like that. Um, this stuff is great, but even when I was stuck and elevating the collection, it wasn't as much fun because I wasn't out meeting folks. So then I started Instagram at that same time when I was doing the surgeries, and I was meeting people again and all that. And then I got to know Car Collector 2. Ryan came down to visit, got to know Rob, Bay Area Cars, breaking online, doing all that. And I was like, well, that's the way the hobby's going for sure. But we don't know names and faces sometimes. We just know accounts. And if I can help facilitate, along with others like Rob and Big Hurt and all that, facilitate a room where we get to know each other's name and face in person, and it's not Car Collector 2, it's Ryan, and it's not at Kentucky Basketball Cards, it's Jimmy, then awesome. Awesome. Great stuff. So anyway, I hope, I don't know if you watched the last video about getting a focus before you go to nationals, because it is overwhelming for those who haven't been. It is overwhelming. I swear to you, it's overwhelming. So at any rate, that's a good idea. As you can see, I've been posting some crazy stuff like these two LeBrons exquisites that I've been working on for a long time to find exactly the ones that I was looking for. Then something like this. This is part of my focus for nationals because I think I'm 5 cards away from this RPA set. I'm trying to get an RPA set for every year that Panini's done them. So starting with this year and with Curry up through last year or this year. Not both, not National Treasures and Immaculate, but just pick one of the 2 high ends and go for it. So at Nationals, I'm going to try and find some of those guys that I need, which mostly are not the big guys. You can find the big guys because people want to make money. It's the Tarico Whites and, Marcus Teagues of the world that are a little harder. So I'm working on that. One thing I was going to say just real quick that I've noticed sometimes that I see on Instagram that just something to think about. So I see a lot of people say, hey, this is funded by daddy, this collection or something like that. Or you didn't work for it or whatever. I would just be a little careful with that. And I'm not saying that because mine was. My dad did not collect at all. So I did this just out of my own love for it. He doesn't understand as much, but he likes it now, especially the Kentucky stuff. But if you're under a certain age, it's kind of all funded by your parents, right? Unless you're out working jobs. I worked landscaping and all that. And that's great. And you should. And that's fantastic. But you never know where it's coming from or why. So my dad gave me one card. It's my favorite card in the collection. I keep it because of that memory. And I know this is tough because when you work hard for it and you see you mowed 52 lawns to get this one LeBron, and then somebody's dad bought them a $4,000 LeBron, and they're saying their collection's better than yours. That's frustrating. I get that. But that kind of puts it back in the realm of a competition, and there's no way to score that competition, if that makes any sense. There's no way to compare. And you also don't know where some people's family positions are. Maybe, yeah, dad got all these expensive cards for this kid. And again, remember, I deal with kids. I used to be a high school principal. I taught high school. I've seen these things happen. So this is going to sound extreme, but I've actually seen these where maybe dad died or mom died, and some of the money left over, the kid was able to get something from that. Or maybe that's the only place where that relationship really exists well, is dad going out and buying the kid cards, and that's the only way they relate because dad's on the road for work all the time. Things like that. If you worked your ass off and you built your own collection, there is a level of pride you should feel in that, for sure. I love knowing that I built this on my own, but I don't feel like I need to shame anyone else who may not have the ability to work. Like I said, I was 5 years down and out in surgical hell um, trying to figure out and things, and my car collection went way up. Now, if my dad had helped me with that, I wouldn't feel any shame. I couldn't do anything else. So it's just something to think about. I get it. If somebody's being braggadocious and a jerk online and saying, look what I got and all this stuff, they'll have to come to grips with that their own way. But I don't think you necessarily right the ship by saying, oh, yeah, somebody bought that for you. Are you going to do that for everything? Or what about gifts? What about the ones that people have given me? I don't want to feel ashamed because somebody gave me a super nice card like Rob gave me. And I know it's different and I'm older and all that, but the morality and all of that stuff is still the same. You're trying to say you didn't earn that, kid. Well, you can never like fact check that or do anything. If somebody gets a great card and they're cool about it, then say that's awesome. Good for you. That is killer. You know. I just see that a bunch, and I feel like I understand it from the guys that have busted their butt building, and the girls that have built their own collection. But I also understand it from the other side, where if that's the only way the person is in the industry through money from their parents, then let them enjoy the industry and take pride in just knowing what you did yourself, instead of stepping on someone's neck. Again, I can't help it. I'm old. Call me old and crotchety on that stuff. It's not a hey, get off my lawn, type thing, but it's something I see, and I just figured I'd talk about for a second. So, at any rate, I think I got my back straightened out, so I can start doing some more of these care packages. I'm really excited. I've got some of them out. Norman got his shoes, and Brad got his Kentucky jersey. Somebody had said, "Hey, man, didn't think you give away Kentucky stuff." I normally don't because it means so much to me, but I don't not ever give it away. I love to give it away to real fans. I know that Norman's a real fan, and he was a friend of mine on Instagram very, very early when I had like 20 followers. Also, Brad, same thing. He is a true diehard in the wool Kentucky fan that I wanted to help. Obviously, I will. If it's a card, here's another thing. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit, but if it's a card that I give somebody, and I've had this come up saying, "Hey, man, you gave me this card. I can get a good deal for it, but I don't know if I should give it. I should trade it away since you gave it to me." Look, never, 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 never. If you've gotten a gift from me, am I holding it hostage? Ever? All right. If it elevates your collection to trade that gift and get something that you truly love even better, then go for it. Do it. No problem. If it's something that I gave you one day, you turn around and flip it the next day for just some cash and you don't really know what you're going to do with it, well, then, that's up to you still. That doesn't mean maybe if I saw that, I would be sending a whole lot more expensive stuff, somebody's way. But when you give a gift, you can't, you got to give it. You give it, and you just be at peace with the fact of giving a gift. But you don't hold it hostage. If the gift means something to somebody to a great deal, then they'll keep it as long as they need to. But you never, ever have to worry about me being like, man, I can't believe you gave that away. I can't believe. No, it's not going to come from me, not from this account ever. I just hope, and it's just a hope, that you can use it to go get something you love even more. And then that way, it's cool to say, all right, helped him get something you loved even more, or helped her get something she really dug, And then somewhere along the way, it's fun knowing that you gave somebody, and that's why I gave something as special as the Carl Town shoes or the game-worn Kentucky jerseys to guys that probably will never sell it, or keep it. And that's the way most of my stuff I get are gifts. And I just, you can see them all right here. Like, I don't want to ever give these away unless it's to another huge Kentucky fan. I wouldn't auction them off unless it was all the money was going to charity. Which reminds me, we're thinking about doing a break at some point. I don't know if it'll be in that room or anything, but do something at some point at Nationals to finally do more gift giving to Cross North. I can't tell you how awesome it is that the stuff that comes in when y'all say give this to Crossnor. I took a ton of base over to Crossnor, and then I bought a whole bunch of just books and pages and gave them to the young kids' cottage, and they were telling their cottage parent who came and told me, said they're like, this must be worth thousands of dollars. This is awesome. I love this guy and all that. And man, that's the best. So when you lighten up these kids' days, they come from nothing, nothing, and it's not just that they've come from nothing, because when I started out, I didn't have a house like this or anything like that, but they've been through abuse. I mean, real abuse, for sure. And it's an awesome thing to know that you have made somebody's day better, because it always makes my day better, even if you took all this stuff away, knowing what this person went through and they got up and they're smiling right now. Well, if that person's smiling, I can smile, because I don't know how I could even handle that they've been through. So when you all send money and cards or things like this, say, give this to Crossnor. Man, thank you on their behalf. Some of these kids wouldn't even know how to say thank you well, because they just never even had it done for them. I mean, can you even imagine that? That's stellar. And it's why it's those people that have done that and acted like that towards me, towards these kids. That's exactly the reason why we want to do this room, to meet y'all in person. Just to say hey and hang out with good people that have a common love and interest. But it's a vehicle to get to know y'all more and to hang out and to meet good people, because that's what it's about. So those are just a couple things. I might post what I need for these sets and see if any of y'all can help me, because I swear I check eBay religiously and can't find them. Oh, that reminds me, a thing on eBay, just a quick, just a trick that I use, because people always ask me, like, how do you find these different things? So, for instance, on this set, I need, I think it's Tarico White, right? So if you type in Tarico White National Treasures Rookie or Tarico White National Treasures Auto, it'll pop up and it'll show you what they have. And if it's not there, that's one thing. Now, the one thing that I started doing, because I would look and look and look, and then sometimes I found them if I type in just Tarico White, right? So I'll type in that, and there are 600 results. So I spend that one time, type in Tarico White, and I'll look through all 600 to see if maybe they didn't mislabel National Treasures, or maybe they did National Treasure, or maybe they just didn't do it. They just said Tarico White Rookie Auto. They said it wrong. And I'll spend that one time going through every single result, making sure it's not there, because I found that this to be true on a card that I'm looking for, not just with little names, but with big names. Sometimes people will sell and say Tarico White Lot or Blake Griffin Auto Lot, and they haven't put in the specific name because they couldn't put in all the card names. So, for instance, I found an Austin Dye lot that had the card I needed in it. And if I had typed in Austin Dye National Treasures, it wouldn't have shown up. But if you go through that whole list of results that first time, you can pick it up on what card you may need that's in a lot. Now, you say, well, I don't want to do that every day, every time, 600 results. We don't have to. If you hit follow the search up there in the corner, you can follow the search, and then you put, there's a little thing where it'll just show your newly listed stuff. If you look through everything the first day, and then you hit follow the search, then the next day, the only stuff that will pop up is stuff that has just been listed. So now every day it comes up and you're looking for that card, it'll just pop what's been listed that you haven't seen. And it's just a page, a page, a page. Now, if you do Anthony Davis or Carl Towns or something like that, it's going to be a bigger search. But if you're looking for Noah Syndergaards or Ken Griffey Jr.'s or things like that, spend one day and with a fine-tooth comb and go through the whole results. Then follow the search. Then you'll see newly listed every day, and you can stay on top of it. And that's where I found some of the ones that I need. So that's just a little eBay trick for those who don't know it, for the young collectors. And, man, I just cannot wait to get to Nationals, to find things that I'm looking for, but more importantly, to hang out with friends. So I hope I see y'all there. If not, We'll probably Periscope when we're all in the room together and say hey to some of y'all. That's a great idea. I just thought of that. We'll do that. But I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great summer. It's hot out there. Stay cool. And, have a great rest of your day. I'll post some stuff and try and answer some questions when I'm at the hotel with some folks on my 4 billion DMs I haven't answered. Um, Sorry, I've been 12 states in a month. Uh, but you guys are the best. And holler anytime. I'll try and get to you. But regardless, thanks for being here. You are. I appreciate it. Take it easy.